Alright, hello. My name is Yatrala. Most people call me Yi. Today I'm going to be going over the slaughter review. So hopefully you can see that. Oh, you can't see it. Okay. Let me do this real quick then. Display. Okay, so I want to make sure you see my epic pin. Can you see it? Okay, you can.
4, 3, 2.
Alright, let's get the show in a row. Okay, you guys are attacking. Okay. Composition wise, looks good. It's what you want to be running.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
You don't want to be going main here, just because these long sidelines aren't really beneficial to you. You want to be going over here to left, into this left room. I'm pretty sure you can see my cursor. Can you see my cursor? Yes, you can. Okay, cool. So you want to be going over here in the left room, just because you avoid as much poke as possible, and therefore you don't have to use any of your shields to get over here. This is what my team runs, and we run in 3.8 to 4K scrims. And so this is the most viable option, just because you have so much cover from this, you avoid poke damage, you avoid spam, and you just avoid just getting randomly picked off during choke. So going through main here is not the call you should be going, because if a team was sitting up here for a good bit, you guys could easily be killed, or it just puts you at such a disadvantage point when you could just be going under here and avoid all this like spam. Because if they are just sitting up here, which a good team would be, just for a couple seconds, they could just be spamming down here and choke, and one of you guys could easily get picked off. It gives their Ash high ground and gives you guys such an advantage. So I'm just trying to explain this point, because going main here is not what you guys should be doing. And I know like a lot of teams are used to running it down mid, but if a team was holding on high ground, you guys would easily have disadvantage, and you could easily lose your shield. You'd already be using your shield cooldowns. You haven't even gotten to point, and all they do if they rotate and they already know that your shields are going to be low, you're going to have to wait before you can engage, and that they could have already picked off and gotten like 20% ult on Ash already. So just trying to explain the point. You don't want to be going mid. You always want to be going through here to avoid the spam, have so much more cover, and you just use less cooldowns, and survivability is a lot more higher, and you don't put yourself at a disadvantage. Because like, yeah, if they're holding up here, but usually a team will back off, because once they know that you're down here, this vantage point is not very like effective, because it's only controls here, and a good team could easily rotate and take control of the point before them. So it's, just trying to explain my point that you don't want to be going to mid. Always go left. Because I'm betting you guys are going to take a lot of poke, a lot of spam from this Junkrat. And from this Ash. Going and getting this high ground is fine, but it's not the bad call. It's just it's not the optimal call. Like, yes, you want to get your Ash high ground control, but it's not really this advantage point isn't that good of an advantage point, because look, how much a point can you see? Only here, right here, and that's here. A good team would just play back here, and you would not get a much better vantage point. A good vantage point would be having your team push here, and your Sig and Ash pushing over here, or your Sig and Genji pushing over here to the right, creating a. Let me draw this. I was fucking using my hands, creating this sight lines, this pincher move, where the enemy team is forced right here. And so there's two fights going on at the moment. So this advantage point is not that good, because all the enemy team has to do is they just back up the point. So going high ground it's not the best. Cart should not dash that far. That was very risky of him. He should have not. You never want to dash into the enemy team unless you can guarantee you can confirm a kill. If you cannot confirm the kill, you don't want to be dashing. Dashing into a pool would be very viable. It's what Sparkle does. But what's Sparkle? I think it's Sparkle. I'm pretty sure it's Sparkle. It's what Sparkle does. But what Sparkle does is his team pushes together here. They pull here, and Sparkle just dashes at their feet while he's in the safety of his own team. Cart's dashing straight into the enemy team, and if the Sigma had rock and wasn't in his suck animation right now, he would have been able to rock Cart and he would have been killed. So Cart doing this is really, really reckless. See, he almost gets punished for it. You guys are forced to drop, which is, you guys should have dropped it away. now you guys are getting surrounded because you pushed up here and you didn't check up here, as well as this whole area it's just not the vantage point. The vantage point is going over to the left because the sight lines gives you this full control. Controls high ground from this point. You have full points like sight lines. Like going over here and going in this corner, you're forced with these kind of sight lines, and it's not the vantage point. You would have better sight lines going here, playing around box, or playing here because it's a lot much more open and it gives you more space to work with if you control it. But dropping down here is a very bad call, especially against a Junkrat. And also, you guys allowed yourself to get flanked. No one really checked in there, which someone should. And on this kind of point particularly, like if this team was good, they would be playing off angles with you. But instead, they know that you're all going to be bundled here. And so it just gives them full reign with Junkrat. Because Junkrat, see, this is another reason why this... Sorry, I'm getting excited. This is another reason why this whole position right here is awful, because if someone could just easily flank and go behind you, especially if you don't check for it. Yep, and you guys die because of it. And this fight's already lost because you lost your Orisa. Yep, I'm not surprised you guys lost that because you put yourself at such a disadvantage and you guys weren't. I don't even think you guys realized how much of a disadvantage you put yourself into. What's this do? Blackboard, whiteboard. And you guys are going down main. See, look, just putting you at another disadvantage. They have high ground control. If you play down here, you're allowing them to just sit on high ground, because if you just play over here, they can just sit up here for free. There's no threat of them pushing to point. So you guys are just stuck here mid. If you guys had pushed under here, they're forced to back up and rotate, because if they don't rotate quickly, either you're gonna push up there quickly, or like either you have your sig just push up there, or they're gonna lose point control, because this team could easily just rotate and take over control point. See, look, you guys are getting... This is just such a disadvantage. You've already taken so much poke. You've already taken so much damage. You've basically charged their Ashe Bob already. I just put you guys at such a disadvantage because once you guys lose your shield, you're fucked. See, if I'm just trying. I'm trying to get my point across. Like I don't mean to drill it, but I need you guys to understand that this is not the play going through main. Going through here, you Sigma shield up. You can spam them from here, and if this position right here puts them in it threatens the control point, because you guys easily just like move and rotate quickly over to take control point. You guys could just be spamming. A good team would back off and not stay up here, because this position only gives you really good like control over right here. Once enemy team is out of this area, or once the enemy team's out of this area, this position is no longer viable. Also, when you guys push through here, you don't use any of your cooldowns, you don't take any poke damage, and you have full shields, like shield health. So here, when you do take the fight, this is why this is a lot more viable. When you do take the fight here, you have full shields as much as they do. And so it makes the fight a lot more even, and it makes the fight a lot more like, okay, so this is even. We're not at a disadvantage. Like, yeah, they may have high ground control, but we have full shields and we have full cooldowns. Like, we're not putting ourselves as that much of a disadvantage. It's kind of like this team's the same advantage as this team, because they just meet and this team only has the advantage of being in high ground. So hopefully I explained that well. But you guys going down mid is just enabling them to just hold up here. Because look, also, when you're pushing through here, you still have cover. You still have plenty of cover. And even if you do lose through here, you can just pull back. You have so much cover going back in here. So now you guys finally push through here. Yeah, you guys all weren't ready for that push. When you guys push out, you need to all be together. As well as what you guys should have done is you guys should have gone for a pool and dynamited them. I don't think there was a dynamite on them. I know that Atlas is new and all, but like that's kind of basic. That's basic shit. Hold on, let's go over Atlas's position right here. What does he expect he's gonna get done over here? He's putting himself at a disadvantage. If you just play with this team, you guys all pushed out with the Versus Shield first, and then gone for a pool dynamite, you would have already put so much pressure on them. But see, when you guys do push out, you guys aren't together. You guys are split. Atlas's POV is doing nothing. It's giving him no advantage over them. A good, maybe going over here with your Sig would be a better push, but you need to be just playing with your team. Sometimes playing with your team is good. Like, it's viable. Like, when you're playing with the Arissa and Ash are the dynamic duo. Like, their dynamite pool is so fucking OP. Like, you guys should be doing it every fight, every single pool you have. Always dynamiting above shield. Atlas taking that angle right there is he's not putting enough pressure on shields. He's not putting enough pressure on the enemy team. He's not going to be able to get a viable dynamite over there. Also, your tank's pushed out and no one else's hero is ready to go for it. See, by the time you do come out, you guys are split. Atlas is not putting enough damage onto the team. He's not really putting enough pressure with dynamite. He's basically out of the fight at the moment. So then this team is automatically going to win because they're going to have more shield break. Like, a simple dynamite over the shield would have put so much pressure on them. So when you guys do finally call for the rotate, you've already stood out here so long that you have no shields for rotate, and then they just simply pull you and you're fucked. And that's when you guys finally decide to pull. What the fuck? You guys waited so long to pull them. A simple peeking out, going for a pull, and then dynamiting them puts so much pressure on them that they're forced to rotate back. They either stay up there and take the damage, or they rotate. There's only two things that's gonna happen. By the time you guys just stood out here so long. If you guys were gonna go for the rotate, you guys need to be all together and then move, and then Sigma shield, and then Arissa if needed. Like, you guys waited so long to go for the rotate. It was almost like you guys had no clue what you were doing until the very last minute. Like, the execution, I don't know if you guys called this, but the execution was just poor. You guys, the tanks stood out here too long. They got no value. They did nothing with pool. Like, this is just simple risk stuff. Like, you should be going for pool dynamite all the time. You should be calling it, going for it. And that call to rotate was way too late. You guys were already standing out here too long. I was wondering if I had a Blizzard World. Oh, I don't have a Blizzard World. I wanted to show you guys our Blizzard World push, but I have it in another VOD. I'll have to find it for you guys. But you guys waited way too long to rotate. And then your Rissa got fucking staggered there. Don't go through main. No. Why are you guys running Lucio? Oh, for the rotate, I'm guessing? Hold on. Is my overlay on? It is. See, look, you had to waste dash. I mean, dash is, I guess that's like an 8-second cooldown. I guess it's fine. Just use it there, but... Okay. So this is the big push. This is a big push. Everyone's ready. Okay. 3, 2, 1, we go. Very good. Very good. Very good. That's unlucky in Glitch's part. She should... You guys see anything wrong here? The window was fine. The position of... the position that you guys are taking is awful. You don't have Arissa shield. You don't have Sig shield. So you shouldn't be standing out here in the open. You guys know that you can take a moment to sustain and build up shield, right? Like, it's not a bad call. Like, you guys already rotated and got an advantage. The only thing you'd be giving up is a little bit of point control. But then you guys have windows, so the window should prevent them from taking down point. But the fact that you guys are standing out here in the open taking so much poke because you have no shield is, like, that's a fault and everyone's fault. You never want to be standing out in the open because it forces you guys to use M-Ward. We should have M-Warded for Glitch. Heart's lucky enough to get anything out. We fucking flux for some reason. And then we allowed ourselves to get flanked by Jog.
The wait time for the Hellscream is currently 4 hours.
Like, you guys can't stand out in the
30
open.
seconds
You gotta
remaining.
take cover. Also, that speed should have been a lot smoother. Okay, let's watch this. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Why the fuck would Cart dash up into them?
Do something!
Oh, this is last push.
Cease your resistance.
See, you just need to use Sigma Shield. Just Six Shield. I mean, even if they didn't have bongos, Six Shield would have been fine.
60 seconds.
Glitch should have called it. She got flux. I don't know if she called it. Waited too long to end more. You guys get low, so you end more because you're playing out in the open. Like, you guys, supports especially need to be playing with cover. That's a fault. That's a fault on you, Grace. You need to be playing cover. Okay, you go for a good window. Like, the window's fine, but it costs you guys your immort as well. And you guys are all low because of it. Okay, you got low because of the push, but also, did you tanks are playing. Tanks should be playing together, not playing this weird fucking one's playing here, one's playing here. We need to be playing together, playing the same, because we need to be rotating shields. When we hold like that, we don't rotate shields. Like, even so, we do still have Sig Shield. But instead of playing together like smart tanks should be doing and rotating our shields, we play separate of each other, and it leaves this line of like where the enemy team could shoot into us, which eventually kills us. Like, tanks need to be playing in front of each other, especially the off tank, because he could be going for shift in front of his team to like stop the damage coming in, and everyone go behind him. Support should be playing back here. Like, everyone's playing out in the open. I think we used shift too early, but I see the reason why we used like Baptiste's shift. But that was just
30
like that.
seconds remaining.
I don't even know why this enemy team is running Ana. They're not running fucking Genji. If anything, you guys should be running Ana.
10 seconds remaining.
Card should have not dashed into them.
Do something!
Also, terrible bob. You want to be bobbing into the enemy team, putting pressure. All this does is create an off angle, and it makes the fight. It just makes your whole team play like right here. And instead of creating a pressure point from back here as bob, you just fucking throw him right here. That's a waste.
Cease your resistance.
See, Frosty's doing fine. And you guys don't touch. You guys had the right idea, just poor execution. I mean, honestly, in some situations, when they're holding up on high, when they're holding up here, sometimes even just sitting a Sig up here to pressure. A Sig has so much. A Sig has so much off angle potential and like has so much pressure that he can literally go on flanks by himself. Like, you could have sent like your Sigma up here to just pressure them off this high ground during a fight instead of going for the rotation. You guys stand here for the. You guys go for the pull. You guys are also fucking pulling. There's no pulling. I don't see a single fucking pull. And I don't know if it's not called, but like, come on, they're dynamiting you. You guys need to be dynamiting them. You're putting, they're literally staying up here for free with no pressure. Like literally, the only pressure you're putting on them is fucking Cart, and when he's dumb, fucking dashing into the enemy team like a dumbass. No offense, Cart, but you're being a little bit of a dumbass. You don't just randomly, you don't just dash into the run. You just don't dash into the enemy team. It's Genji. What do you think you're gonna accomplish? Like you're gonna put pressure on them? If that Arisa had pull, she'd just fucking pull you and rock you. You'd be dead. You know how many times? And I know this because I fucking done it. You know how many blades I fucking wasted by dashing an enemy team? Oh yeah, you can get fucking punished. So that you need to stop doing that. That's not his tactic. That's not, oh, this is what Sparky's doing. Sparky's doing it very strategically. Like he's doing it with like his whole entire team backing him. He doesn't just randomly dash into enemy team. They go for a pull, and his team is right here, and he dashed straight into their feet. But he never dashes fully into them. He only dashes at the feet. Like he does it very strategically. I can't fucking say that word, but you get what I'm saying. Like the execution is so poorly, and you guys aren't putting any pressure on them whatsoever. Like you could sit here, even if you're not going for the rotation, you could sit here, go for pull dynamite. Yeah, there's no call for pull. Cart's not being punished.
Do something.
See, he finally gets punished, but it's a little late. Frosty lets his shield get broken. He literally shields himself there in his fight.
Fire in the hole.
Frosty's playing so out here. That's what you guys could have done. What you guys could have done. Let's go over what you guys could have done. Taking over here is the best call you could have done. I think what you guys would have been beneficial is either sending your Sig over here to put pressure onto the high ground. Either putting pressure on the high ground, going for just standing here, going for a quick, you peek out, you go for a pull, and you dynamite it quickly. Like it's not that simple. You literally just peek, you shield, you go for pull, dynamite, and they're pressured. Like, and then you just constantly shoot a shield with Rissa, Sig, and everyone else. Like if you're all playing bunkered here, or you send Sig up here to pressure on high ground and go up the stairs and contest. But you guys also have to rely on only having a Rissa shield there for if you're gonna do it that way. You guys have to be quick. You have to be fast, fast, fast. Like the best thing you could have done is literally go for a pull dynamite. Even your rotations are poor. Like you could have shielded. You could have. Like it's. Like this is just an issue. This is an issue with tanks as well as DPS. Like there's not enough focus being put into the enemy shield, and there's not enough coordination between them. Like for supports, there's nothing you can really do here. I mean, I don't. I mean, honestly, my team has been running on a BAB because we go for Nanoblade. It just moves so much value. Because without Nanoblade, you just go for Bongo Blade. And Bongo Blade can charge up a little bit slower because you have to rely on Larissa. But man, like, you guys aren't getting any value out of pull. You're not getting any value with the Genji. You're not, your Sigs could be pressuring different angles and he's not. Like, you guys go for the rotation, which isn't the bad call.
10 seconds remaining.
I was to find a Rissa shield, but now you guys don't have it. You guys wasted Bob. Frosty should be playing more team. God, no one's listening. I even think no one's listening that there's a junk behind. Honestly, you know what could have been better for Frosty to fucking do? He could be pushing over here. He could literally be pushing over here, putting pressure on their backline and supports, creating, see look, creating these two fights. It forces the enemy team to either push up on this group or to push on them. And honestly, putting your Ashe and Sig on the, like, flanking over here, there's so many times where I fucking had to deal with that. We'd be pushing up left side, and we'd have an Ashe, and we'd have a Sig always flanking behind us, putting pressure on our backline, and we'd lose the fight because of it. Like, you could literally send Frosty over here with your Ashe, putting pressure on their backline, because there's no pressure happening over there. Instead, he's just mirroring. Like, there's so much you could be doing with your tank play. And I know you guys are in plat. I know you guys aren't higher level. But this is how you become higher level. It's when you go into you look into like, okay, what is the best thing I could be doing here, or like how can I be more effective? How can I get more value? What could be how can I put more pressure? How can I do my job? Like just thinking more and trying to figure out what you could be doing better. That's how you become a better player. You don't just become a better player all of a sudden like, oh boom, I'm a fucking better player. No, you have to go over what you should be doing and what you should be thinking and how you should be using your abilities, how you should be using cooldowns, how managing cooldowns, self-discipline. Like there's a fucking ton of things you need to be thinking about, especially as playing with tanks. There's so much you have to think about and there's so much you have to be like aware of and like put into thinking like, okay, should I be playing an off angle here, like Sig, or should I be going for a pull over here or pull over? Like, there's so much you're gonna be going over. Let's get the next one.
Welcome to Blizzard. Ready for battle.
So this is you guys defending, okay? So it's either you guys full hold or it's an absolute steamroll with the time bank. That is. I'll pause it real quick. Answer Card's question. Okay, so we're gonna continue going over, and I just DM Card.
Attackers incoming
Ba-ba-ba.
in 30 seconds. Ready for
Okay, holding up there is fine. You want to make sure that you can. Sorry, I got really heated a bit ago. But you want to make sure that you rotate quickly. You don't want to be staying up here too long.
defend objective A.
Going for the junk play is fine, but it's kind of like. It's kind of meh. What is this enemy team running? Okay, where's the pool? 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 Dynamite's way too late. You should have dynamited already. You should have pulled dynamite already. And then you guys rotated a little too late. You guys should easily punish this monkey. Easy punish onto him. Nice. What happens to Atlas there? Did he just over... Yeah, he's fucking overextended. Atlas should not be playing in that position. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, he overextended. He should have been playing right there. You guys should have won this. Put pressure on Ryan. Easily go for pull. That was really good. Grace, you should not be trying to duel a Tracer no matter what. Like, yes, you want to be putting pressure on Tracer, but you want to make sure you're with your team because honestly, a higher tier Tracer could easily one-clip you. So you don't want to get in the habit of... You don't ever, as a support, want to get in the habit of chasing kills. There's a time when you're putting pressure, and then there's a time when you're chasing a kill. So understand that. You don't want to be going alone, pressuring a Tracer, or getting too, like... A Tracer is often used as a distraction, or just to distract you, mainly as if a flanking Tracer is doing sometimes in certain cases. But for there, she's using it as a distraction. She's just trying to put pressure on you to look for you guys to look at her, so you take attention off of the monkey, or sometimes you put the monkey in, so that's a distraction, so Tracer can get value. But anyway, I can explain that another time. But you never want to go out alone to go chase a kill or to put pressure on someone. That's not your job as supports to do. Nice. Pull was missed. You guys should have hit it. Good pull. Aren't using a cooldown. Nice.
Fire in the hole!
That's a terrible tire. I don't know what Cart thought what he was doing. You never want to tire when they see you, dog. Like, I don't know what you want to say about that. You don't want to tire when your tire is gonna be going completely out in the open and they already see it coming. Like, you never want to do that. Not a bad flux. This enemy team is not running the correct comp against you. Like, you guys should easily win this. Mainly because of your comp and the enemy team's comp is actually it's suffocating them. The only way they'd get value if they push up top and just push you guys off high ground, or just rotate the point. But when they rotate the point, you guys should be able to deal with them pretty well. It's a pretty good window. Should be angled a little bit better. You guys should be rotating already. Should have been angled like this, or should have been angled like this. Because you even still, you can shoot straight through here with it. You can shoot straight through here. With the window, I've already said this in the past, but like with window, you always want to be thinking about how's the enemy team going to react and how they're going to move when you window. So how's your window is always trying to find a position of where your window is always going to get value, even when the enemy team has reacted to it, is the easiest way to describe it.
Cease your resistance.
It's not a bad bongo. You guys should have pulled earlier. Where's the dynamite to that pool? There's another tire where it's gonna be bad. You're not gonna get value out of it because they already know where you are. The best to be when they're over here and then you go for a tire. You just gotta be more patient with it, in my opinion.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you guys aren't ready for that. That was a good bob. That was an amazing bob. Fantastic bob. Very good window. It's not the best window, but it's still a good window. You guys should win this just because you're comp. Yeah, your composition should win this because they're not able to put enough pressure on you because you took out their main heal. Very nice. Okay. So your rotations on the finish could be a lot smoother. You should be going for pulls a lot more. Like, you should be really quick. They should be fast, 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 fast. Your rotations are slow. Your ultimate usage is it's kind of concerning. Like, you guys should be using pull for everything. Pull tire, pull flux, pull this, pull that, pull that, pull that, pull that. Like, you always want to be using pull. There's no reason why you shouldn't be using it. So you guys do go for pull. That's good. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just stating that what you guys should be doing. Playing this is good. The enemy, you guys mainly won this fight because of what the enemy team was running. If they had run double shield, if they had run any kind of Genji, Ana, you guys would have been dead. You literally won this because of the enemy team's tanks composition. Because with a very ranged map, double shield's always gonna win against Brawl. Because the reason why double shield wins, because if you can maintain the amount of distance between you and the enemy team, you're always gonna win. You're always gonna burst down their shields, make them use cooldowns, resources before they even get to you. That's why double shield's strong. But if a Brawl can get to you and minimize the distance between you and get close to you without using those resources, then you're fucked. But the fact that you guys were able, look at their video versus shield. That's funny. Okay. The fact that you guys were able to maintain that distance, which is good, and keep that pressure, that was perfect. But you guys should be doing a lot more quicker rotations. This is fine. The window wasn't the best, but I saw the reasoning behind it. You wanted to, that's a very safe positioned window. Another mini versus shield. You guys should be pushed up trying to get these kills. What the fuck are you doing just waiting around? Easily pull rock them. Go for the kills. See, by the time you guys recognize it, like, the Ryan's back. You guys waited so long to go for the kill. You literally waited long enough for the Ryan to come back. You guys just, your tanks, Brock and Frosty just looked around lost at what to do.
10 seconds.
Atlas is far too pushed up. Glitches 1v1ing a Junkrat. Very nice. You guys weren't ready for that Rhine. You always tired too late. My opinion. It's a very good pool. Very good. It should have been Frosty that dropped down first and Brock, because Brock has to use his golden because he dropped down first. So that's an issue with the tanks. You always want your off tank to drop down first, because your off tank has a more mobile shield. Like, yes, you want your main tank to always be with your off tank. Like, yeah, they should be dropping together. But if someone's gonna have to be in front, it's always gonna be your off tank, just because Sigma has a suck, and the suck is on a shorter cooldown than your golden. And golden's much more valuable than a suck, because with golden, you're basically just become this fucking invincible fucking tank. Like, there's nothing that enemy team can really do against it. So you don't want to be using that recklessly. What is Brock doing? Go rotate, rotate. Rotate. I'm just gonna go back through here and watch another fight. Dallas Fuel Bap, let's go. I should have already gone for pool dynamite. Yep, he misses the pool. He should already have it off cooldown. He waits.
Fire in the hole!
There needs to be more communication. I don't know, I think you guys went for full flex there and it wasn't bad, but did you guys need it to win the fight? No, you killed their Ana. You literally killed their Ana at the beginning of the fight. You didn't need to use flux there. Oh wait, no, they're Ana's life. Am I confused? Who did you guys kill? Oh, it was the Ash, okay. Yeah, you got no value of your tires, so you're forced to use flux because you feel like you're gonna lose. That wasn't a bad flux. Like, your tires though were bad. This is where you guys should be chasing kills. Glitch overextended by herself. You guys either rotate or like what? He wasted shield. What are you doing? You guys need to quickly rotate up. There's no reason to be just waiting around. Alright, well, I think that's pretty much all I can really go over. Like, I think your attack was very scuffed. You guys just... I think just resource usage was awful, and I think you guys just didn't put enough pressure on them. As well as you guys, when you guys went for the rotation, if you guys were gonna go for that kind of rotate, you guys might as well just run Rhine Sig. They had the great idea of running Rhine, but in that kind of position, you either just want to run full. You either want to bunker here for a little bit and put enough pressure on them to at least get them off high ground, or send up your Sig to go up the stairs and put pressure on them as well. Or you want to do running Rhine Sig and just going for full speed onto point, because then that gives you the most mobile shields. And so you just Sig shield first, and then you use Rhine shield and move all the way back to over here at point. And that way you still have double shield and you can still take the fight easier. But I mean, other than that, there's not much more I can go over. I hope this helps. But tanks, man, I need to see it a little stepped up because your play is really kind of scuffed. Like, I know we're plat, but if you want to improve, there's like there's not no excuse, but you should there should be more. There should be better rotations. There should be clearer comps on what we're supposed to be doing. Frost needs to be taking more off angles or try and like think more on how we can put more pressure on the team. There needs to be better pulls. There need to be more pulls. Pulls should be used off cooldown. Always with something. Like I'm always coordinating with my Arissa. Our pulls. Like we constantly do it. So hopefully this helps. Yeah. GG's.